Hi everyone, this is Ku and here is my salt review vlog that I promised to make, and I have a chair here just in case I get tired, so yeah, let's get this started, shall we? Okay, so how I did this when I presented it to my youth group, I had who, what, where, when, why, like topics that I would go through, like questions that would start like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I had 5 or 6 questions, but for this video I'm just going to ask 2 questions, so it'll be shorter. And anyway, so who am I? So hello, my name is ktlork and I'm 25 years old and I live in Kitchener, Ontario, which is in Canada. My ethnicity is Hmong, my denomination is Mennonite, and yeah, so if you don't know what Hmong is, we are a minority group that originated from China, but throughout the years of war and immigration and people just on the move, my grandparents probably ended up in Laos, like a lot of the other Hmong community members here. Who did I go with? So I went with this organization called Mennonite Central Committee, which has this program called SALT. They really like acronyms. So SALT stands for Serving and Learning Together, and it gives opportunities for adults in North America, so Canada and the US, to go overseas to a different country to have a chance to serve and to learn about a new culture in a new country. So the country I went to was the Republic of Korea. So what was the living condition like? So the living condition was good, it was okay. It was just like here in North America. We had running water, electricity, heated floors, you know, it was great. There were a lot of animals, and my family has never had any pets, or I've never lived on a farm or have friends who lived on a farm, so animals are very new to me, and that was something new, is hearing dogs bark at 6 o'clock in the morning or at 11 o'clock at night, or you hear little when you like walk to your room at night. One thing that's really different and that shocked me, I know that in traditional Korean houses the heating is like underneath the house and you have to go like throw wood in it and to like heat it up, but I didn't think that, sorry, my computer over here, I didn't think that this house was like that, but yeah, so it actually broke down in like December or something was wrong with this. So for like the cold months we didn't really have hot water. The only way for you to have a hot shower was to boil hot water on the stove top and mix it with the cold water. So I had like very long hair then, and I had bucket showers, and like in February when the kids came back I was just like, I need to cut my hair because I cannot have bucket showers with like 5 feet long of hair. What did you not like about the work? So my official title is English language teacher and intentional community member. There was like a concept in my head and I really wanted to get out of my head, but it was really hard to, was like school. So school in Korea and Asia is really competitive, and it's portrayed really like intensely in like Korean dramas and stuff. So that's what I was thinking, and they're like, oh no, Ku, this is an intentional Christian boarding school, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was assuming, you know, I'm Ku, I'm from North America, I don't have a lot of skills, but I can teach you English. And I was thinking, oh, maybe like, you know, teachers usually do this. They leave like what they've taught before, like what they have already taught, so you can like continue on from there. And that didn't really happen, and I was so like frustrated / flustered / anxious because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to teach them. I never taught them before. And like yeah, so that was something that I really didn't like. We didn't have like anything really prepared to teach them, and it's kind of like our fault too, but kind of like we don't know where they're at. And one thing that was also really difficult, I think that any foreign English language teacher will find, is that the kids are such at different levels, and you really want to help all of them, but like the higher level kids are like, boo, this is boring. The lower kids just stare at you and with their beautiful eyes and are just like, there were like kids who were able to come to our office and have conversations with us, and the kids, they would just want to participate so much, but like the only thing came out was like this and and we're like, okay, well, we're gonna read the body language and signs. But what shocked me the most was the school. this whole community shocked me. I just didn't really know what intentional communities were, and especially because this one had so many different components of it. It had a school, it had a church, it had a bakery, it had an alternative center, an organic chicken farm, or organic farm, like for vegetables and stuff. So it had so many different, an art center. How could I forget the art center? I did work there all the time. But it had so many different like branches of what it was, and it was just so different from what I was used to. And the school, because I was there to help teach, it was so different. The teachers there are so much more than teachers. The parents send their kids there. The parents get to see them maybe once or twice a month if they're lucky. The adults, the teachers, everyone who is bigger than them are there in charge to help raise the kids. And I don't just to see the relationship is so different from what North American teachers and their students are really like. And I don't know if because it is an alternative Christian boarding school, but I don't know what it is. It's just different. No teachers have ever loved me as much as I see these teachers loving their students. I'm sorry, but I did have a few good ones, and it really made me, when I was teaching, I'm like, oh, my poor teachers, that was terrible too. Never came to class. When did I get that? This is my home feeling. So every 2 months, Fikir and I would have to go to Chuncheon, which is in the northern part of South Korea, to have this bi-monthly meeting with the other Salter who's serving in Korea, Havila, and to meet with the KAC director, who's kind of in charge of us because our region reps were in a different country. So it was really nice. But to get to Chuncheon, we would have to travel for about 7 to 8 hours, which was not fun at all. But it was nice to see parts of Korea. And one thing that really shocked me when I first got there, or when we first went to do our 7-hour traveling, it was like rural, city, rural, city. And I just because what I have pictured in Korea was so different from that. So it was great to see. Anyways, we were traveling back from Chuncheon, and we were in Daejeon. And Daejeon's kind of in the middle of Korea. So we were almost home, but not quite there. But I was just don't want to travel anymore. I just want to go to my room. And I was it's my room. That's where I sleep. I want to go. And I couldn't really say it. And I was home, I guess. But it was a really weird feeling because I live there, I eat there, I sleep there, all my stuff is there. But it's so different to call something else home than your home. So my home is here in Kitchener, but it was a really weird feeling, but it was great. Was there a time when you wanted just to quit and to go home? And I know that usually people want to talk about the positive stuff, and I usually talk about the positive stuff, but I know it's the stuff that happens to us that isn't that great that helps us become stronger people and helps us to learn, to grow, and to move forward. So there was a few times while serving in Korea, I really just wanted to go home. So a lot of people knew that I was really interested in Korea, and I applied to actually a different place in Korea, and everything was good. They were okay, and then 2 days later, they were so we can't really have a Salter this year. And I was crushed. I was so sad. I'm maybe it's not for me, and maybe I just shouldn't be doing this at all. And the people at Seoul were really cool, and they were hey, you know what, we're gonna give you 2 choices. You can either stay in Korea and go with another Salter, or you can go to Cambodia. And I was Cambodia? I never ever thought about Cambodia ever. So I kind of made a decision to stay in Korea, and it's kind of the first time they had 2 Salters at one spot. So I kind of had these feelings of I was intruding onto Fikir's position. This year could have been her year by herself, but I was just I still want to go to Korea. Ooh. But because there was 2 of us, and it's kind of really they even wrote it out that some Salters feel really lonely, and sometimes it feels we're super isolated, which is true. We are very isolated in the village, in the countryside from the rest of Korea. But yeah, this year I really learned what being lonely and the feeling of loneliness is. But yeah, oh, totally off topic. Okay, back to wanting to quit. So during the slow period of the years, so I would say like in the winter, there wasn't much to do. The kids were off for their holiday, and you can't really farm in the winter, so there wasn't, like I said, much for Fikr and I to do, and I felt like we were being really left out because we were only like part-time teachers, so we didn't really have to be in the teachers meeting where they were like planning out everything for the next semester. So we were really left alone by ourselves sometimes, and sometimes we would miss stuff and things would be translated for us, and it just felt like they kind of just left us to play by ourselves because there was two of us, and I felt really guilty that I kind of took away, like maybe if I wasn't here they would be nicer to Fikr, they would like include her in more things, but I really had those feelings, and I was like, maybe I should just go home because like obviously this isn't working out. But I'm so glad that I stayed, because it was, I think during those moments I had a great chance to kind of just sit and meditate and think about a lot of stuff. So why did I do SALT? That's a very good question. I got asked that a lot before I did SALT. They're like, why would you want to go? Korea already is like a country that believes in God. And I'm like, stop. Anyways, so the reason why I wanted to do SALT was because I kind of had developed a routine already, and I was kind of waiting for something to happen big in my life, because I graduated college in 2010 and I was just kind of like putting along in life and just boop boop boop, and I just wanted something bigger than me, bigger than my world that I know of, which isn't that big, to be honest. I'm a person of color, I am a woman, you know. I live in Canada, but my parents really sheltered me. Like, to be honest, I didn't go to a funeral until I was like maybe 16. And 16 is probably pushing it, probably like 17. But yeah, there was just so much of the world that I wanted to see, and I knew that like I kind of needed to leave home for a bit to make that happen. And I kind of developed a routine, and I just was like, no, I can't be stuck in this routine anymore. I need to go out and do something big. So that is why I did SALT. So why did you choose to do a service or over a mission? So I think I'm a true believer in God giving everyone super talents, and super like has blessed people with different talents. And some people can just evangelize easily and just walk up to the stranger and be like, hey, what's going on? And somehow that conversation like develops and changes into, do you believe in Jesus? You should believe in Jesus. But for me, I'm a very friendly person, but I don't feel like I have the means and the abilities to kind of start from, hey, I'm cool, to like, hey, come with me to church, you know? But yeah, so I just thought that it was really awesome that just being able to speak English and being born in Canada, I can use that as a means to serve God and to give Him glory. I just thought that was really cool, and I was just like, I don't know if you guys want me, but like, here I am. And I was just like, God, just send me somewhere where I can just do something that I was born with. But yeah, so that's why I chose to do a service over missions, and I was really confused. I think the people at church are still confused. My friends were a bit confused, but it's okay. Yeah. Where did I go exactly? So I went to the Dandelion community, which is in the southern province of the Republic of Korea. That province is called Gyeongsang-namdo, and I actually lived in a tiny village called Garjan. And the buses only came 3 times a day. One at like 7 in the morning, one at 11:30 at lunchtime, and then one at 6:15ish at night. So it was in a really rural part of Korea, and it was really exciting because I've only lived in like suburbs my whole entire life, so it was really different to see what the rest of Korea was like. And it's just an intentional community is so different from what I lived in Canada, which is just like with my family and my friends. But yeah, that's where I exactly went. But from Busan to where I was living, it's about like 2 hours, and then from where I live to Seoul it was about 3 hours. So it was great. I went if I ever needed or when I needed to go to those places. Where did I hate going and where did I love going? I don't know if I had any place I really hated going in Korea. It was a really beautiful country, and I think the Korea that we see in like Korean dramas and K-pop is only like the shiny side, and that's only one side of it. Korea has lots of rural like parts, and 70% of the country is mountains. So yeah. But where did I love going? I love going to the Korean spa, and Korean spa, I've actually been to one before in Toronto, but I didn't use like the water washing part because I'm like, ooh, can't get like naked in front of everyone else. But I loved going when I was in Korea. I don't know, maybe because like I am of like an Asian descent. It wasn't as awkward as it would be for someone who looked different, you know what I'm saying? But I really enjoyed going. I love sitting in the baths, in the water, and you know, those little yellow or green scrubby things really worked out, but I actually had like an allergic reaction to the scrubby things and the hot water, so like whenever I would go, I would just like take a shower and sit in the hot baths. I couldn't scrub because I didn't want to get like any more bumps on my skin. But yeah, that is where I realized that I deleted my thank you video because I shot it in like different parts. So here's my thank you. I want to say thank you first and foremost to God, our Heavenly Father, because without Him I couldn't have gone to Korea. I couldn't have gone through the stuff that I went through, and I know and I really believe that He sent me there for a reason. And if it was to serve them, or if it was them to serve me, if I was sent there to go learn something about myself, about my family, about Him, I just really give all the glory and praise to God, because legit, hashtag real talk, for real, without Him I wouldn't be able to do this video, to share my experience. I would like to thank my siblings, Jer, Dao, Zhang, Kelly, Shaw, Peng, and Zilao Lao. You guys have supported me from the very start. You guys show me dying love, unconditional love, and you guys are my everything, and I want you guys to know that I really love you guys and I really appreciate all the work that you've helped me and have done for me. My battery's dying, so I'm going to say thank you to my mom and dad, and this year had really given me a lot of time to think and reflect on a lot of stuff that you've taught me, and a lot of stuff and views that I have, and they've changed a bit, and I really just want to say thank you for raising me to be who I am. And because of what you've taught me, I think it has really helped shape me to become a better person than what I was a few years ago. I want to say thank you to my First Mennonite youth family. You guys are my babies. I love you guys so much, and I know that a lot of things have changed since when I left to where we are now today, and I just want to know that I just want you guys to know that I love you guys, and that now that there's a bunch of younger ones, I hope that you guys take what I've shared and you guys learn from it, because I think one thing from our culture that I really picked up is how important story sharing and learning from your elders is, because when you got something good, when you learn something positive, you gotta share it with the younger ones. You gotta let people know. I want to say thank you to everyone who was on my church board, who stuck up for me when I was applying, and I know that sometimes things are really awkward, and I know that sometimes it doesn't seem right, but I just want to say thank you for believing in me, and thank you for believing in God, because you guys knew that He had bigger plans, and there was a good reason why He sent me there. And I just want to thank everyone who has been on this journey with me. Sometimes it feels like it was just a dream, and that I actually wasn't really living in Korea for 11 months, but I want to say thank you to the Mindele 공동체 and 학생들. I really miss you guys. And who told you guys get married so fast? Because now obviously I can't come. But I hope one day to come back to Korea. I want to say thank you to the KC family and the Chuncheon Anabaptist churches there. You guys are like the second home in Korea for me, and I really miss you guys. I'm glad we're still on social media platforms that we can connect and talk together there. I want to say thank you and I miss you to my SALT friends. They live all over Canada and America. Some are even in different countries continuing to work for the organization that we're working for. To all the IVEP friends I have, I hope you guys are doing well. I know that readjusting is really interesting, and I know even for me right now I'm still readjusting and finding it difficult, but I hope that we can stay in touch. Well, I think that's it. Did I say thank you to my friends? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you to my friends who I really missed this year, and I was so sad and lonely, and I was just thinking, how are we gonna do this when we're actual grown-ups and when we have our own lives? What are we gonna do? But I love you girls. Bye.